Hey guys, how's it going? Kulprit here, and today I got some more WarZ gameplay footage. One of you guys was nice enough to send this in to me, actually. So, don't know where you got it because I see the black box. I'm assuming, I believe this was up on IGN. So if you want to see the original clips, head over there and check it out. And here we have a pretty gnarly bat. That thing looks serious business. A lot of melee weapons apparently in this game. That is just going to be one of them. Right off the bat, again, the environment looks pretty nice. I'm pretty impressed by that. I wasn't expecting much of this engine. I know some of you guys are hating back at me when I say that, but I think you need to check where your expectations were. I'm not saying it's the most beautiful thing in the world. It's not like a Skyrim or even a Battlefield 3 engine. They just don't have that engine, guys. So I'm impressed for given what they have, what they're putting out as far as environment. With that said, the avatar drives me nuts for some reason. It strikes me as like a World of Warcraft avatar, like clunky. The dimensions and proportions don't seem right to me. That backpack is way too big. Hopefully they'll work on that. This is just a beta, so hopefully they will work on that. We'll see. Needs some refining for sure. Here we see some of the gun attachments, which I thought was a pretty cool way to do it. You can change it really quickly on the fly. I don't like that. You shouldn't be able to just change your scope. Like, in essence, in a gunfight, you could probably do it. I just want to see him shoot here. You see some of the jumping around. There's no real sway on the scope, which I hope they'll add something like that. Again, we want realism. We want realism. We want realism. But like I was saying, like I could see you in a gunfight. There's your ragdoll physics. I thought it was pretty cool. I'd like to see more of that going on. That could make for some pretty hilarious clips. But like I'm saying, you can be in a gunfight, take cover behind a rock, switch your gun setup. It just doesn't. It shouldn't be that way. You just should be a delay on it. It should take you a couple minutes. Think in DayZ where you eat something or you drink something or you bandage would be a better example, and your guy has to go through an animation before you can do anything. It should be something like that. Here he puts on a gas mask, not really sure why, showing you the AK. I'm assuming he's putting on the gas mask just to show you the customization. I think that is pretty darn important, and I actually like that. Well, I think the gas mask looks dumb. I don't know if it has any feasible use. Like, I'm assuming there's gas in the game, so you might actually need the gas mask. But just from a customization level, which you're going to see later, he puts on another hat. I love that idea, and it's one of the things that drives me crazy in DayZ. Everybody looks like everybody. There's a little variation between army camos, civilian clothes. Now they got the bandit skins. You got ghillies, things like that. But I like the idea. I'm in a group with my friends. Like, hey guys, all right, let's all throw on the. You'll see later, or you just say, let's all throw on gas masks. This way we can identify each other. Or later you'll see he puts on a fireman's helmet. Let's all just run around with fireman helmets. This way we know if we see a guy with a fireman helmet, hold your fire. You get what I'm saying. So that'll be a nice little added feature, I think, and I'm hoping DayZ does something along those lines. Just give me some different skins, even if it's just silly things like a scarf that I can put on my arm and change colors and something to distinguish friend from foe, really. I don't really understand why the zombies standing still. They seem pretty lethargic so far, and I'm not sure exactly what he's trying to demonstrate here. I don't know if that... Yeah, see, he holds it still. He did aim a little high, so there's obviously some bullet drop. That is going to be a big thing for me. Ballistics and realism in that department. If the gunplay isn't real, I'm not interested. If it's going to be a Call of Duty, everybody shooting lasers, I'm not interested. It's just how it is. I mean, that's just going to be me. And I think a lot of you share that with me. We want realism. We want grit. We already see this game's kind of going more MMO, like I've said over and over and over again. It's going a little softer. The edges are a little more rounded, whereas DayZ is going to be a harsh environment. I hope, I presume, because the stand. When I speak of DayZ, guys, I'm speaking of the standalone, obviously. Here he goes a little more close quarters. There's a silencer on the AK with a red dot, hollow, whatever you want to call it. They call it something different, but it looks like a holoscope to me, basically. Again, environment looks pretty good. I mean, I could play this right now. I don't need super graphics. Obviously, I like DayZ now, and but I don't have a problem with them. This is some kind of fort. I hope this is one of those things you can take over, as they've talked about, hip firing. I mean, that looks okay to me. I'm not gonna really judge the gunplay too much until I see player versus player. That's where it's really gonna tell to me the speed, the skill, how much skill is needed. Now, this again, you've heard me. This drives me nuts. I don't like that. Take that. Give me the option to take that out or take that out on hardcore. Please, I beg you. It just totally destroys the immersion effect. I want this game to feel as real as possible. I really do. I can't emphasize that enough. Look, I mean, right there, more clips. Now, one concern that pops up to me, you know what a video back I did, they have said that guns are going to be plentiful. You're going to see guns all over the place. What you're not going to see is ammunition. Well, I've seen a lot of both here. Now, this could just be for demonstration purposes. They just, threw a lot of resources out there so he could run around, grab different things. And it makes perfectly good sense to me. I just don't know, should I be judging this or not? Because right now, honestly, it looks like there's too much equipment around. You all know the big struggle, at least originally in DayZ, until the hackers and everything took it over and ruined the item economy, was the struggle for gear, the struggle for guns and ammo and things like that. And that's what really drives a game like this. Here's demonstrating flares. I'm not really up on what flares do. If they're like DayZ, they'll distract zombies or whatnot. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think that is going to be a huge balance issue for them. If they want to make guns popular, that makes total sense to me. I can envision that in an apocalypse situation. Every gun that's around in everybody's closet is going to be out. It's going to be out and people are going to be using them. They're going to be relatively plentiful. What's going to be of incredible value is going to be ammunition, and it would almost be a currency, frankly. So I would like to see, I mean, while the ammo would be plentiful, it would be much more guarded. It would be much more secure. People wouldn't be leaving it out like this. You see a lot of, I'm assuming these are melee weapons, picks, hammers. I don't know if you can actually use them as tools. That would be interesting. But again, this is a cool little fort. And I'd love for, some kind of a claim system where a group of people, whether you can have actual clans in the game here, and I haven't read yet, maybe you guys can tell me in the comments. It'd be pretty neat if me and my company 008 can maybe lay a claim to something like this and almost use it as maybe a spawn point kind of thing, or like you can instant log out if you come in here and spawn out in your base. See, there goes the fire helmet. I don't know if it does anything practical, like maybe it protects you from fire or something. Who knows? And there you see the little friend notifier, someone joining the game. That's pretty cool. At least you'll have a heads up that a friend of yours has joined the game. I don't know too much about that as far as whether it tells you where on the map or they are or things like that. I don't really know that I want them to, because I like the logistics of having to figure out what your friends are and navigate and find them. I do enjoy that, but at the same time, it can be frustrating with DayZ when you only have an hour or so to play, and it's almost not even worth getting in because it's going to take you that long just to meet up with your friends. But like I'm saying, I like the idea of holding territory, using territory. That could be really cool. The game looks okay. I'm obviously watching it. I'm interested, as I think a lot of you guys are. I'm not about the DayZ versus WarZ. I could care less. I want both games to be a huge success. That's what I want. I want both games to be huge, because that's the best case scenario for us as players, guys. You have to sit back and you have to realize that. Full disclosure, DayZ is still my front runner. If I had to pick which one I wanted to be a success, it would be DayZ. Like, DayZ is closer to my heart. It's closer to my play style. It's harsh. It's gritty. It's punishing. Some of the quirks and glitches I kind of find romantic in a sense. It really kind of makes it more of a struggle. You guys know what I'm talking about, I think. But a lot of things obviously need to be fixed over there. Some of you guys have asked me, why so much attention on WarZ and none on DayZ? Well, we don't have anything on DayZ, guys, right now. You guys know the state of the game. It's taken over by hackers. It's taken over by glitches. It's borderline unplayable right now, unless you're on a private hive. So it's hard to talk about DayZ in its current sense, and I'm not going to compare the current DayZ to WarZ, because that's not fair either on both sides. So once we get some information on DayZ standalone, I'm absolutely going to be covering that. You better believe it. I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to be covering it way more in depth, actually. Right now, I think we're looking at before the end of the year is what they've said. So that's a little bit of a ways off. And what you have to remember is they're doing a Minecraft model with DayZ. So when they say their launch day, that is not going to be a launch day of a final product, guys. Keep that in mind. That's going to be a launch day of, it's basically the beginning of the beta. Their launch is the beginning of their beta. You have to think of it that way. Basically, all we're going to see out of DayZ standalone initially is probably a secure client. God, I hope so. And an easier user interface to actually get in the game. Those are the big priorities they've said. And that's really all I think you guys should expect initially. And then they're going to build upon that. You might see a little bit of a new map. I mean, they've already told us they're doing Chernarus, but they've edited it. So keep in mind that when WarZ goes beta, WarZ goes final, that's a new game. It's relatively close to finished, and we can judge it then. DayZ standalone is going to be very hard to judge with their quote-unquote launch date, because what their launch date actually means is the beginning of their beta, the beginning of their development, frankly. And any of you are familiar with Minecraft, you'll know that. It was in development for, gosh, it must have been close to 2 years. It was more than 1 year, because I got in at about the 1 year mark. It was about 1 year when I got to the early beta to when it went live. So it was quite a long time. So there's a lot of things to think about. I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing out of WarZ. It's a real game. Hopefully it's going to push DayZ to make DayZ a better game. We win in that scenario. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. I know I've rambled on past the video here a little bit, but I'm trying to answer some of your concerns you guys posted in the comments. Speaking of comments, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Always like to hear them. Always try to reply. And always, likes and favorites are always appreciated, and retweet to your friends. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you soon.